Hi guys, it's Cerys. I am so excited to be filming today's video because I am collaborating with one of my favourite shops ever, and that is Wilko's. Where I'm from in North Wales, we don't actually have a Wilko's, so when I came down to England last year for my first year of uni, I discovered this shop and I was so shocked. All their stuff is such high quality and it's really affordable as well, so I practically lived there, and as soon as I got this opportunity to film this video, I completely jumped on board. I was like, yes, of course. So the purpose of this video is to see what students can buy for £100 in Wilko's. I bought quite a lot, and bear in mind I don't live near town anymore. This was a heck of a journey to carry up. So thank you to Rach for all the help if you're watching this. We've got one basket full of stuff, a huge bag back here, and a cutlery drainer that's also filled with things. So I've got a mixture of everything really. Got some homeware, got some kitchenware, and got a few bits of stationery. But since the homeware is in front of me, that is what I'm going to start off with. So the first thing I've got is something that I thought would be really handy, especially if you lived in halls, you had a really small room and you wanted some more storage. So this is basically a basket that has no front and it slips under a shelf just like this. I know last year in halls I completely filled up my shelves, so I wish I would have had this back then. I do actually have a shelf in this room, so I'll either put it there, or actually, I think this would be really handy in the kitchen as well, especially for putting things like potatoes or fruit and veg on. I found this next thing in the same area, and that is an over-the-door towel rail. At the moment we've just been folding up our tea towels and putting them into our drawers, but it's not really the best thing to do when your tea towels are getting dirty. Usually I'd put them on the oven handle, but our oven is so small, so definitely thought this was really handy. And you can also just put it over your own cupboard door as well, so no one gets mixed up and uses your tea towel. Then the last kitchen thing we got was just this kitchen drainer. We actually bought a matching bin a few days ago before I even knew I was doing this video. But the kitchen drainer our house came with is actually awful. It can't even hold up plates. So we just picked up this one, and it also has two little areas here, so you can just put in your knives and forks and they can dry, and I just thought that was really handy. So the first homeware thing I've got to show is this corkboard here. One of the cons of living in a house and not halls is that you don't get your corkboard, and we've just had Freshers Fair. I have a lot of vouchers, flyers, and just things that I want to pin up. How nice is this though? Like, even if you didn't want to use it as a corkboard, it looks really cool as just a map in general. And I just got an idea, you could even buy like multicoloured pins, or just the really small ones in general with just a little ball at the end, and stick it in all the places that you've been to. It's such a good idea. Next thing I've got now is this gorgeous cushion. It kind of has the appearance of moss. I think that's why I was so drawn to it. I have been loving plants recently. As you can see, I've got some across my mirror, and I've even got a hanging one back here. I've kind of got a theme with my room this year where I'm doing neutrals and then just having green as a standout colour. Last year I did the same, but I got some cushions and some throws that were orange. I thought green was nice and refreshing, so yeah, picked up this pillow. And then to go with that, I have this blanket here. I actually saw this blanket on a poster in Wilko's. It was paired with this cushion actually, and it looked like the most beautiful combination. Even though blue isn't a running theme in my room, I thought this would look perfect. If you look really closely, it's got a cream and pale blue chevron print going through it, and of course it's got these tassels at the end. I just thought this was a really nice blanket. It looks like something that you would pay a lot of money for, and like I said before, the combination of these two together just looks so good. I can't wait to actually put these things in my room. And then to go with the throw and the many others I already have in my room, I decided it was about time I got a basket like this. This is so heavy, so you can only imagine me carrying this back to my house. In the shop they had this exact basket with a bunch of throws in there, and it just looked like such a good way of storage, just to throw things like throws, any things like pillows, dressing gowns, cozy things, even things like pajamas and slippers. It was just a good way of keeping everything together. They had it in two sizes, a large and a medium. I got the large one and it was only £8 as well, so really good value for money. Then I also got another green item for my room, and I just thought this was really nice to hang up. Again, it's got plant on it, and it says life is a journey, make the most of it. If you're worried about hanging things up in halls, just use those little command hooks. They also sell those in Wilko's. Again, I thought this was one of the items which looked more expensive than it actually is. Oh no, is my light bulb breaking? Fingers crossed it doesn't do that again throughout the video. This next thing now is again something you're not going to need if you live in halls, but it's definitely something to consider if you are living in a student house. And that is a hanging lampshade. I'm not even sure if that's the correct term. Something like a chandelier. This one's called a vintage pendant. A lot of student houses are very old, and again they come with a lot of old furniture. My shade has probably been there for about 10 years. It's absolutely tiny, it's wonky, and I think it's kind of broken. I didn't actually have a plan of changing it, but when I saw this in Wilko's, I could not pass it up. And I also thought that I might as well get it because once I leave, I can just take it back home with me as well. The next thing I've got is something that I was in desperate need of, and that is a ring holder. I say that on the day where I'm not even wearing any rings. It is fairly neutral, it's just white on the inside, it says lovely things, and the back and the sides of it are just a nice metallic gold. When I first saw this, I thought this would be perfect for putting in a candle in. I mean, imagine all the electricity went off and you were walking around with this. It's basically a glass mason jar which has lots of rope detail on it. It has thick rope up here, thin rope at the bottom, and then it has this convenient little handle. I think there's loads of things you could do with this. You could even put a plant in it, or you could just use it for things like bits and bobs. I definitely put things like my ID, keys, earphones in here. This next thing I've got, I am so excited about. It's one of those vintage antique style desk lamps. This one is in a copper colour, and I've been wanting one of these for the longest time. One of the reasons why I wanted a lamp like this is that you can change all types of things on it. You can like move the head around here. If you open and close these, they'll completely change shape. So you can have it from a big large lamp like this to one that is very compact like this. I love everything about this lamp. I can't wait to put it in my room. And then to go with that, I have been needing a makeup mirror for a while. I forgot to bring my one at home. So when I saw this one at Wilko's, I had just picked up the lamp and I was like, oh my, they have a matching mirror. This is one of those mirrors where they have two sides, one which is magnified and one which isn't. And it's also illuminated as well, so it's going to be perfect for doing makeup on those mornings in the middle of winter where there's not much light early in the morning. Reading the back of it as well, this also takes 3 AAA batteries, so it's kind of like a portable mirror, and you're not going to have any of that trouble having to find a space which has an extension lead and plug as well. I also got 2 of these glasses here. My vision with these would have just used them for iced coffee. At the moment I've been using these same cups that I drink alcohol out of to also drink my iced coffee, so I thought I would like to separate the 2 of those and just pick up some of these. Forgot to mention as well, I also got 2 halogen bulbs for the light. Not very interesting, but it still made it within the budget. And then the last few things I've got now are kind of just stationery orientated. The first thing is probably more decor actually. This is a little kit. It's got some thin rope in there, and it's also got some mini pegs, and the idea of it is just to print some small 5x5 pictures. You can get them done in Boots for like 20p, and then just to attach them onto the rope with the little pegs. This would be extremely easy to DIY, but it was only $1.50, and to be honest that's probably what the pegs would have costed on their own anyway. Next thing I got stationery wise now was just some of these little clip things. I recently saw a picture which I'll insert here, and it was a handy way to store chargers using these. So I picked up 2 packs. These were 75p each, and I know I'll also use them in my work as well, just for keeping things nice and organised. I then got some plastic wallets. These are just the clear ones, and I loved these last year. I remember handing in my first project and I was comparing it to my friends, and I was like, why does my quality look so much worse? And then it came down to the fact that my punch pockets weren't as clear. So after that day I went home looking them up online. They were like £10 for like 20 punch pockets. I could not believe it. So I went back to my friend. I was like, what brand are you using? And she was like, Wilko's. So straight away later on that day I was in there buying those punch pockets, and I am not turned back. Another bit of stationery which is very expensive elsewhere are these here. They're just little wallets. Because I am doing fashion, I like to put little samples in here and then I can still fit it into a ring binder. So I just picked up 2 of these, and like I said, they are so cheap in Wilko's compared to other stationery shops. And these last things I have now are pens. These ones here were majorly reduced. They're just handy fine liners. I also got 2 mechanical pencils with refills, and then I just got your typical pack of black pens, and these also had money off as well. So definitely, if you're needing any stationery, check out Wilko's whilst the offers are on. Like I said before, Wilko's did set me this as a challenge, and my total was I made it just under. Like always, feel free to leave comments down below and I will reply to every single one of you guys. But apart from that, have a nice day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.